We need to talk about Lamb. Now, I don't really do movie reviews sitting down like this and talking about specific movies. I do a lot of videos where I go through my collection and we pick out some movies and we kind of go through them, what's new to the collection and stuff like that. But mostly this channel, if you're new to here, we make short films and skits and parodies and stuff like that. So this is a little bit different for me. I only decided to make this video about this specific movie because I've heard a lot of slander online about this beautiful movie that they call Lamb. Now, I don't really read too many online reviews of things. I usually just like to go out and see the movie or a TV show for myself, you know, and get my own thoughts, get my own opinions. But this movie was getting a lot of hate, a lot of slander. It was kind of hard to ignore. And I was mostly getting that feeling from the people that I know. You see, I work at a movie theater. And the people that I work with at the theater usually like to talk about movies that they've seen recently. And a lot of the talk lately is about this movie, Lamb. And I had wanted to see it for a long time since since A24 posted the trailer like many months ago. Me and my whole family saw the trailer and we were all like, ooh, that looks pretty interesting. And so now it's finally out. Came out a couple days ago along with No Time to Die, which I have not seen yet, but I really want to because I'm also a big James Bond fan. But yeah, so I was going to the theater to watch it. I was like, hey, I'm gonna go see Lamb in like a day or two, and everybody was all like, don't watch it, and I'm like, wait, what? So I'm talking to my coworkers and nobody seems to like this movie. Everybody I talk to, even outside of work, nobody seems to like it. And I started to look online and it's getting not the greatest reviews, and I see people here on YouTube not really liking it too much, and I'm all like, why is Lamb getting all the hate here? You know, I loved this movie. I absolutely loved this movie. And, oh my god, it's probably one of the best movies I've seen come out of 2021. Now, I know 2021 hasn't been the most glamorous year for movies, as say, like, 2019 was pretty good. That was a great year for movies. And did anything come out in 2020? Not really. Tenet, Bill and Ted, Bad Boys was the highest grossing movie, so you could tell from that how that, you know, year of movies went. But 2021 has had some notable good ones. I loved Pig. I loved the new movie Titan or Titan. I still haven't figured out how to say it. That's probably my favorite movie of the year, actually. And what else came out this year? Prisoners of the Ghostland was great with Nicolas Cage. Oh my gosh! So there's a handful of, you know, little gems here and there, and I think Lamb is going to be at the top of that list somewhere, because if you don't know what Lamb is, it's just about a family who take care of lambs and stuff like that on their little farm in Iceland, I believe, and they just kind of, you know, do what farmers do, and they plant crops. And when all of a sudden something happens, a child perhaps comes into their life, and their life has changed forever, as they say. This is a no spoiler review. This is no spoilers. Not going to talk about spoilers in this video at all, because you know, I don't really like to give away movies too much when I talk about them. I try and stay away from stuff as good as most as I can. You guys, if you haven't seen it, just go see the trailer. It's, you know, it basically explains to what I just explained to you right now. Sorry, I don't really do movie reviews, as I've said before, and so these are just kind of thoughts coming from the top of my head. I wrote a couple things down that I wanted to mention. But anyways, I got to go see the movie at my family. I was supposed to be working. I actually saw it today, or it's 1 a.m. I saw it yesterday. I got to see it with my family before I clocked on to work. So I got to go. So I went to the theater, purchased a couple tickets, got to go see it, and sat down with my family. And I had to leave 15 minutes before it ended because I had to clock on for work. So I didn't get to see the ending. But luckily, I was ushering, which means I was just cleaning the theaters all day long. So I did catch the ending. So I watched it kind of like, you know, broken up. But still, that didn't really take away from too much. Except the ending Oh my god, there's a twist. A twist that I think caught a lot of people off guard. While I was ushering yesterday, I noticed a lot of, because when you work at a movie theater, you can kind of hear people talking, people saying things, mouth to mouth. Word gets spread around, mouth to mouth. Word gets spread around, whether you like to hear it or not. But anyways, people are just coming out of the theater, and they're just like, oh man, that was the worst movie I've ever seen. Oh my god, what was that movie? Oh my god, I hated that. What was that? There was no ending. And I gotta say, I kind of get where people are coming from. This movie is marketed as an A24 horror movie. You think of A24, and you think of horror, stuff like Midsommar and Hereditary and The Lighthouse come to mind, and you're like, ooh, that gets all these high expectations in your brain and in your mind. And when you see something like Lamb that's way different, your expectations are subverted. And for some people, for most people, it was subverted in a bad way. And for, I think, very few people like me, it was subverted in a good way. Because what we got is not a movie like Hereditary. It's not a movie like Midsommar or The Lighthouse. It is completely different. I think a lot of people hated Lighthouse. I can't remember. I never got to see that movie in theaters, though I really wanted to. My whole family didn't want to go see it, so I never got to go see it. But now I can go see movies on my own. And yeah, okay, so sorry, Lamb. But yeah, so I think it's subverted people's expectations because it is not so much a horror movie, but rather a movie about finding the happy things in life and how life can hit you in unexpected ways. And I think that's what this movie was. It was very unexpected. Let's see, what do I have on my list here that I want to talk about? Yes, slow burn. It's a very slow burn movie. Not a whole lot of action. It was just kind of slow. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I don't like slow movies. I love slow movies. I love all kinds of movies. Let me just tell you some of the stuff I like. Maybe I'm the weird one here. Maybe all you guys who are hating on the movie are right. But I don't know. Everybody has an opinion. I love anything that isn't normal. All my favorite movies, are just very weird and out of the ordinary. And I think Lamb was out of the ordinary for some people. I love anything by David Lynch. I love anything by Alejandro Jodorowsky, Takashi Miike. I love movies like Hausu and Begotten and Trash Humpers, Blood of a Poet, The Story of Ricky-O, Ken Russell. His movies are crazy. Maya Deren. I love movies by Troma and Lloyd Kaufman, Louis Buñuel, John Waters. And I love some of the bad stuff, Spookies and Ghosts of Mars and Nothing But Trouble. I enjoy all those trashy, cult, horror, bloody, gory movies. Herschel Gordon Lewis, the godfather of gore. I don't know. So those are the type of movies that really stick out to me. And those are the type of movies that I just love watching. I think after this I'm going to watch Climax. I've never seen that movie, but it looks really good. I'm so sorry if this review is all over the place. I just really loved Lamb. And the expectations going in, I understand, were different. And people I follow on Letterboxd are giving it 1 and half-star reviews. And I'm like, whoa, what is going on here? And I think this phrase gets spoken about a lot, but sometimes it doesn't really have any real meaning, is every frame a painting. And by golly, the cinematography in this film was, dare I say it, breathtaking. Every shot was so perfect. There's a beginning scene. Okay, mini spoilers. Mini spoilers ahead. Just mini. The opening shot of the film is a kind of like a desolate place. This whole movie is very desolate. And there's just fog. There's fog everywhere. And we see some horses. And they're moving around. And then the horses leave. And I'm like, oh my god. How did they get the horses to do that? First of all, the fog is so great. I love fog, smoky atmospheres and stuff like that. I think it just makes everything a lot more spooky and kooky and wooky. It's not a word, but yeah. But that opening shot all the way to the very end, and people are complaining about the CGI of stuff, and I'm just like, I can look past bad CGI and bad special effects. You know, people are trying out there, and not everything has to look perfect. Not everything has to look clean, because what you're watching is a fantasy movie. It's not supposed to be perfect or clean. And I think that's just the point. I think people are going into this thinking like, oh my gosh, we're going to be spooked. We're going to be scared. It's going to be scary. I don't think so. I think people just need to go into this, and more movies in general, with a completely open mind. Because everything is subjective. Everybody has their own opinion to things like that. And I feel like these are just words coming out of my mouth now with no real meaning. But I don't know where this video is going. Yeah, this just... I love Lamb. And that's about that. Sorry, I get real worked up over movies that I like. And I know that it's not for everybody, for sure. But, you know, it was just different. And I think that's what threw people off guard. I feel like I'm repeating myself. So if you like this video, you will get a Pop-Tart in the mail. No, you won't. But hey, look, it's Chucky. What is he doing here? Gosh, it's almost like I'm going to make a video about him, or with him next. Well, stay tuned for that. And guess what? This month on my channel is Spooky Month, which means we're posting spooky and kooky Halloween-themed videos all month long. And it's going to be a good old time. We're still doing it. We're doing it every single year, every October, until the end of time, or I decide to delete my channel. Okay, well, sorry. It was a very bad video. I'll see you later.